Hello, 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 everyone. We are here once again with the Revolt Racing League. Now I apologize, I am a bit late today. I was cooking, and I cooked a really good meal, I'm not gonna lie. But I wish I could have been here a little bit sooner. But I cooked a really good meal, so I'm happy with that. Sorry for the haters. But we are hopping in very shortly. I've got a little recap, and then we'll be hopping directly in. Shout out to the chat. That's right, GeForce. Hey, Rod. Welcome in, QAZ. Kaza. We're loading in here. Lobby should be open right about now. So, in the meantime, I'm trying to show y'all the current Division 3 standings. And as you can see, it may be an upset. We don't see Kippy nor Lopeska in that first place spot. It is actually Kondrakov. Yes, I'm loading right in. Thank you for that. So, as we can see, it is Kondrakov, 67, currently leading the lobby. He got a win on the featured session. Kippy coming in second place there, and Kippy does have a first place in the classic session. So no surprise to see him doing well in that featured session. But we do not have Lopeska or Kippy, both represented in first division last season. Here in third division this season, I'm sure they're going to be fighting for more. Keep in mind, they both missed a session. We will only be keeping track of your best 7 races out of 10. So they can't afford to miss 2 more. And by the end of it, for example, if we took away Kondrakov's worst race, 9 points, he would be down to, I think, 78, which would actually still put him over Lopeska and Kippy. So shout out to Kondrakov, 67, really putting in work there. We do have the strategy session today. We're basically hopping in already. Welcome in, Power 8. Okay, so if you are unfamiliar with the strategy session, it's a bit of an oddball today. We've got... One moment here, just making sure I'm up to date on everything. Okay, so we've got... some rules. Oh! Wait. Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. Okay, I thought I got the track list wrong, but I was just looking at the wrong one. Yes, we've got 10 tracks, 10 cars. You choose 2 cars from each of the 5 classes: rookie, amateur, advanced, semi-pro, and pro. So you have to use 10 different cars on 10 different tracks. The catch is you're the one who decides exactly which cars those will be. You can choose a drastically different car from the rest of the lobby in every single race if you'd like. At the end of the day, it comes down to total race time. And I will be using a file for that. I'm going to trust that Ertzu did not implant a virus on this, because I'm running it right now without checking for viruses. So shout out to Amma. If your boy gave me a virus, all good, we'll get it worked out. Hello, your computer has virus. Thank you. Good looking out. Okay, so everybody hopping in here. Now, I do hate to say, I am having some... Oh, I might have just gotten a fix to it. No worries, everyone. Everyone just calm down. Everyone relax. Okay. I think I just fixed it. So I think we're good to go. We're inhaling. Hold it. Hold it. Keep holding it. Don't exhale yet. Okay, exhale, exhale. Okay, we got the track list coming up. It is Moon Dawn Reverse, Library, Urban X, The Great Silence, and Casino RV to start us off. So some interesting tracks already. I don't know if anybody wants to talk strategy with me. For Moon Dawn R, I might be going for like the heaviest cars so I can roll through all of the stars. Urban X, I'm going with top speed, I think. Great Silence, more of a technical car. Maybe like Addy on a zipper for that one could be cool. Oh, I'm not supposed to say them? Hey guys, am I not supposed to say the... I mean, what? You're gonna trust me? I couldn't even get in Division 3, you're gonna trust me. Okay. Alright. Good morning, Lopesca. Indeed. Don't trust me! Welcome in, Kilo. Welcome in, Pokers. Welcome in, all chatters. Okay. Yeah, make sure you go with a light car here on Moon Dawn Reverse. Wouldn't want to lead anyone to making the correct decision, so make sure you go with the lightest car for this one. Oh, no picks! No picks! That's what you were saying. I thought you were saying no picks as in car picks. Pickups are off. Okay. Well, ignore everything about Moon Dawn then, but the rest is... And this is supposed to be... This is reverse. You're crazy, Lopesca. Oh my god! Look at him! Look at him go! Look at him start us off. Shout out Stingox, ROG. Good to have y'all here. We've got Tova in the lead. Now keep in mind, if you are just joining us right now, this is a strategy session. Most people are going to be on different cars here, and they're free to choose whatever car they want. Jerome, we're going to start with the AMV. Oh, game audio preload. Thank you. Cheers. Let me do a quick little bit of editing here on our first track to get everything set up properly. Bet channel points. I love that idea. Do we want to do it on people or on cars? We've only got 9 people here today, so we could do every single person in the lobby. We could do channel points betting on. Let me know if that sounds better. I could definitely turn it up some more. In fact, I might. Cool. On people, of course. Okay. That makes sense. That does make sense now that I think about it. Kondrakov struggling through the moon section, and who of us hasn't struggled through that moon section before? Tova is going to be chasing him down. The Toyekas in our lobby, able to avoid that mechanism twice, actually. Pass up Kondrakov. Well, also, it just wouldn't make sense to bet on cars. You just bet on Toyeka every time. So I get what you're saying, for sure. We've got Kotick in third. Kippy with the zipper. What we're really looking for here, for example, sure, we've got Kondrakov and Tova dueling out. We can definitely watch that. But it's important to keep in mind there's a reason why they're so far ahead of the competition. Because they're in such fast cars. So we're really looking for any standout moments. Maybe if an Adion managed to pass up a pro, such as the case right now for a couple people ahead of Jeromu, Berdang and Kippy able to make it happen. The Humma, driven by Kotick, not able to find much success. We got Inigo on the Adion, and actually we've got Lopeska on the RC San, only about 40 meters behind that Adion. So pretty good by Lopeska starting out here with the RC San. He also had a huge wreck on the first turn. And the Harvester 200 meters back. Tova breaking away from Kondrakov there. Alright, in the meantime, we got that AMW trying to chase down Berdang in the Adion. Can't make it happen, though. I'm sure Jeromu will get another chance at that. Jeromu is an AMW lover, but he has not been able to find the success that I know he's been hoping for with that car. Tova, up to 100 meters away. Who should we watch here? I think the action is right here. Jeromu, maybe lacking in track knowledge a little bit. Because Berdangarega is making it happen. Chasing down Kippy. Now, Kippy is in the zipper, so it is more spectacular for Kippy than Berdang. Alright, Jeromu not been able to catch Berdang. Now before this track ends, let's see. Kondrakov, nothing doing. Tova broke away. Kotick has done a little bit of recoup in that Humma. Not able to come up with anything too amazing. Kippy in the zipper doing well for himself. 125 meters away from the closest pro. Berdang in the Adion. Still 100 meters back from Kippy, but did break away from Jeromu. And things will start to become a bit more clear in this race as we progress through it. For example, our top three finishers, Tova, Kondrakov, Kotick, and Jeromu, also have all lost control. They can only choose one more pro across all 9 remaining races. They've only got one more track they can use a pro on. So they are kind of breaking out the full arsenal right away, whereas someone like Seber, Lopeska, going to be holding on to those heavy hitters. It's Cam, Kondrakov, and Kotick, indeed. And we got Kippy in there as well. The top 4, all Ks. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so Kotick needs 2 minutes. So we will be taking a little bit of a 2-minute. I'm going to use this time to try to see how the scores go. So we will be trying that. Let me back out of the race. Let's see how it goes. And there we go. Okay, so you can see the scores already. That's right, G-Force. I love the Brazilian laughing. Of course, Portuguese, but you know what I mean. In Brazil, y'all love to laugh like that, and I do as well. That sorry. So we do have the scores. You can take a perusal at those. Huge shout out to Ertzu, who devised this, who developed this program, the live standings. I'll be sure to send a message to Rod to let him know. I wasn't gonna go there, but you brought us there, Pesca. I was actually going more for Animal Crossing, like the KK guy. I agree, Power. I'm actually gonna message Rod about that because I think he's keeping track. Sorry for the awkward silence. I couldn't help myself. I grabbed another little bite. We got the new cars coming out for the... Don't worry, I'm not asleep. I'm not asleep. Don't worry. I'm not asleep. Okay, we got the Candy Pebbles R6 Turbo with the CHT tag, the Vulcan Turbo, the Aquasonic. We got a Dr. Grudge, a Fat Slug by Jerome, just trying to be a little crazy in the house, Birdangaranga with the Sprinter XL, and 2 Addions by Kotick and Kippy. Oh, I like that, Kippy. I like how it has Joe in it. That's cool. True. Okay. Now, I love this Candy Pebbles pick. Candy Pebbles, a very underrated car that you don't see enough. So a note on the Dr. Grudge. This applies to RC Bandit as well. They both count as the car class that Acclaim intended them for. So, Dr. Grudge, RC Bandit, they're both going to be counted as rookies. Which means Lopeska is not using an amateur car here. He's actually using a rookie. And RC Sand counts as an amateur as well. So we see Lopeska going for a bit of an overjuiced vehicle. Whereas we do have the Sprinter XL coming in too, though. So the Addions, I think Addion is actually our highest class right now. I don't know if we have any pros being represented here on Library. It's more of a technical track. Oh my goodness, flying to the moon. You say, you know what? Actually, Library is for nerds, so I'm going to have to head out. Alright, so Kippy going to be thankful of that. They do that book skip. Addion, more than enough speed to do it with. R6 Turbo, put in work there by Kondrakov. Lopeska does have to go for an alternate route, I think. We've got the Candy fighting with the Aquasonic. Jeromu beating 1, 2, make it 2 with that Fat Slug. Seber in the Vulcan Turbo, Burdang in the Sprinter XL. Now Kippy must have lost some ground here because Kotick is right back up, caught up with him. The R6 by Kondrakov getting caught up in that little tunnel, and I would say that tunnel is the hardest part of this track. It's so easy to get just caught doing very stupid stuff in that tunnel because of the way your car drives through it. There are little crevices and bumps. Makes you do some very silly looking stuff sometimes. So Kotick continuing to chase down Kippy. There are 6 laps here, so nothing too crazy going on. Lopeska out in 4th with that Dr. Grudge counted as a rookie. So Lopeska putting in work on this track for sure. Hard to say for some of them. I would say Jeromu is putting in work, leading those rookies, except for Lopeska, of course. Gonna go on the Aquasonic. Chillin'. Not sure what to watch here. It looked like Kotick was quite close to Kippy, but he's going to be wrecking right when we flip to him. We can check into Tova versus Inigo here for a bit. Really just a chill session for the moment. And it's going to remain that way. Things are really going to heighten up near the end of the session. Last 4 tracks or so. Once people start getting their cars locked in, start not having so many options available to them as for what they're going to play, things will start to become a bit clearer. One thing that is already quite clear from the onset is this 4th place for Lopeska on the Dr. Grudge is going to be very, very impactful. He's beating a number of people in classes above him. He's going to be setting a great overall race time here on Library. And we are heading into lap 6 of 6, so not much time left to mess up with. Lopeska has had a super strong race so far. He does make it through the vent. Meanwhile, Kondrakov in the R6 could potentially going to be catching Kotick in the Addion, which would be another upset for sure. But already, Kondrakov being this close to Kotick is definitely going to be good for Kondrakov. You have Kippy finishing the race. Kondrakov losing some of that space during the stairway section, I do believe. But he does finish out pretty strong. Lopeska locking down fourth. Tova did manage to get pretty close in that Candy Pebbles. He did lose Inigo by a great measure. So good news for Tova. Thank you for that follow. Okay, and finishing up, we've got Inigo, and then we've got 3 rookies. Jeromu still leading the pack in that fat slug. And poor Berdanga, regretting his choice here of the Sprinter XL. Now for me, with the rookies, I probably would have gone for RC Bandit and Dr. Grudge. Just 2 very clear, strong picks. Sprinter XL can compete with them, but it requires a lot more finesse than something like the R6 or the RC Bandit or the Dr. Grudge. Thank you for that sub, Power Straw. Shout out. Now keep in mind, there is a prize pool for the Revolt Racing League. It's something we haven't talked about much, and we in fact might be reaching the full money goal for the Revolt Racing League, which would mean that each winner gets to take $10 home. Now I'm not sure if that applies to Division 3 or if it's just Division 2 and 1. I think it's one of those. I don't think it's just Division 1. So my bad if I'm being misleading there. But it would be really sick to hit that. And with each sub, we get $2.50 put towards that. I get $2.50 in my wallet, which I then put into the Revolt Racing League wallet. So thank you for contributing to the prize pool. How much money do we have? That's a good question. We do have, I think that makes 21 subs since we've started the Revolt Racing League. So a good amount of money from subs alone. And then we've also got direct donations as well. And GoTerra is trying to lock down a kind of sponsorship deal as well. So shout out to Power 8. Let's make it 22. Hey, that's great, man. $5 right there added to the prize pool between you and PS2. Shout out. So we are headed to Urban X. Chilling here. We do have the hype train. Might as well look at these standings while we have a moment. Nick with the gift sub to ROG97. Let's make it 23. Shout out to Nick. Thank you so much. Check out those standings. Now keep in mind, as this race progresses, I'm going to be working with Rod to get y'all lists on who has what car classes left. But for now, this is what we've got. We're only 2 tracks through, headed into the 3rd track now, and Rod has been noting the cars. So things are, yep. Things are building up in the chat and in the game. Both. So far we've got the Ks all keeping it very close to each other. Less than 10 seconds between all 4 of them. And then we've got Lopeska almost a minute back. But we saw Lopeska start with the RC San And his second car was the Dr. Grudge. So he's been sticking with very low-class cars early on in this race, so that gap is to be expected. And I think we've got most of the people down there, like Seber and Berdang, also have been going with those lower-class cars, I do believe. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Jeromu has gone with the AMW, the Fat Slug, and is now rocking the Panga here on Urban X. And speaking of that, we'll go ahead and flip back over so that y'all can see these cars. I was a little bit late, so y'all won't get to see that. Thank you for that follow. Okay, and Jeromu in that Panga. And Tova, unfortunately, starting all the way back. Oh my! We had an RC Sand. Oh, poor Seber. Poor Seber is going to be trying to cut half the track. Alright, Tova. Blazing through, all the way through the back line. He's now moved into second place. Lopeska in the Toyota for this one. So he's going to be going very fast, but I do believe this is a zipper, skinned up zipper being driven by Tova right now. There is that barrel that he does indeed watch out for. We've got the R6 driven by Kotick nearby as well. Thank you for the bits. Shout out to Praise Wheatus. Chat popping off. We've got Inigo trying to pop off in that Toyota. He passes up to Tova, unfortunately veering off the road at the end of the tunnel. So we got a big mix of cars here. Number of different classes being represented. Inigo taking the far route. This path being driven by Kotick and Tova is the ideal path. The quote-unquote superior path in a picks-off race like this. Jeromu in fifth with the Panga, trying to make it work. Kondrakov in the RC Sand, not doing bad for himself. Not doing bad for himself. Power Straw. We got the double powers. We got Power Straw dropping subs left and right. Thank you. Thank you for those 2 subs. Y'all are crazy. Okay. More money in the prize pool for us. Appreciate it very much. In the meantime, Inigo has actually found second place in the Toyota. Kotick versus Tova. Still on. Jeromu finally doing some recoup work here in that Panga. Trying to make it work. Nick with another gifted sub. I'm sorry, y'all who are trying to watch this coverage, and I don't mean that in a bad way towards the people who are gifting the subs, but oh my god, y'all are going crazy. I will definitely get a bigger thank you once this race ends, but shout out to Nick and Power Straw 2, dropping subs left and right. Jeromu does go wide because he's got such a wide car. Now we are here on lap 4 of 7, so Inigo, in the meantime, almost 200 meters behind Lopeska, and they're both in the same vehicle. So this really shows how much work Lopeska's putting in. He started with those lower class cars. He's here with the Toyota on Urban X. He's making it work. Jeromu trying to find the same consistency. Important to note, you might be wondering why there's those tracks under their tires. There's lots of oil on a naturally placed oil there. And another sub to Waluigi. Welcome in, Walele. Cheers. Okay, now, we have the cone has been hit. It's been hit twice at this point, and it repos you straight onto an oil. We've been wondering if invisible cones are going to come into play on this track, and so far they haven't, but we'll see if that's going to impact. It looks like it's fine. Kondrakov in the RC Sand notably beating Kippy in the R6 Turbo. This is absolutely an upset right here. If Kondrakov were to finish ahead of Kippy, in the meantime, Tova versus Kotick still going strong, and about 100-meter gaps all the way down the field from first to fourth. Kilabar is dodging all the subs. Kilabar is a regular here. Shout out to Kila. Sometimes a villain, sometimes a hero. Always Kilabaris. That's a tagline that I made for you there. In the meantime, Kippy has passed up Kondrakov, headed into the final lap, but it took Kippy a very long time. Shout out to Maddie as well. Okay, Lopesca finishing it up, and that was a very, very strong finish. Now, Jeromu did manage to find third, but not without its consequences here, because he's also driving a pro car, Tova, in a semi-pro, so understandable that he fell back, but the Zipper and Adion are pretty competitive with the Toyota, so I would have liked to see him do a bit, just a little bit better there on the Zipper, but this is a top speed track, so it is understandable that the pro cars did so well. Kotick keeping it close all the way through in that R6, doing well by him. We're going to act like we did not just see that. And Kippy finishing up in 6th. Kondrakov fell back 100 meters by the end of the race, but he was really holding it close to Kippy for a lot of that. And we're going to have Berdang finishing up on the Dr. Grudge, which is a rookie car on this session. And Saber in the RC San, which is an amateur in this session. Okay. So we can take another look at the scores. Keep in mind, Lopesca, Inigo, and Jeromu all on the same class of cars. Those barrels, they'll catch ya. Those barrels will catch ya. Okay, and we have finished up the track. Hopefully, I can get a list of the subs from, or not the subs, I'm looking at the hype train right now. My bad. Hopefully we can get a list of the car classes that have already been chosen from Rod. Hey! G4 gifting the Kilobaris. Shout out to G. Okay, let's check out these standings here. Oh, Kotick. Okay, I've got a little information for y'all. I'm just going to keep updating this photo as I get new information on it. Cheers for Tova! And Tova is doing quite well. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out here in time. Okay. So, as you can see, The only players who have not gone for a pro car yet are Kippy, Berdang, and Seber. Nice emote. Cool. I prefer this one. Okay, so Berdang and Seber have knocked out their rookie cars right off the zip. We've had 3 people rock that R6 Turbo in advanced, and the R6 Turbo has put in work sometimes. Kippy could not find the success with that on Urban X, but I think Kondrakov did pretty well with it, or maybe it was Kotick. But we are headed into the next race here, and I'll show the cars. I'll press tab right when we get in. So we got a Bertha, Aquasonic, a Dr. Grudge, a Bertha, a Vulcan, an Aquasonic with a cheat tag, RC Bandit, Candy Pebbles, RC Bandit. So finally seeing a couple of those RC Bandits, which I would say is definitely an over-tuned car compared to the field. So good to see people going with that. Tova going for a crazy shortcut launch, and unfortunately did not work out, but he gets some style points for sure. Now, in the meantime, you can tell you got 2 routes there. You can take the jump, the ramp, or you can try to jump over those little train tracks, and it's a tricky one, but you do get rewarded by having less airtime and more time with your wheels on the ground if you can manage to nail it. Kippy in that Candy Pebbles, making it work so far. Kondrakov in the RC Bandit, and yes, it does look like a lot of the field is on lower class cars. We've got Lopeska in the Bertha Ballistics, and that might be the highest class car represented here in the race right now. Indeed, I think it is. Those 2 Berthas are, I do believe, I think they're advanced, and I think all the other cars are either rookie, most of the field, or also some amateurs. And surprisingly enough, the amateurs are the ones in the back. We've got the RC Bandit. Where best control? Interesting question. Aqua on the River, RIP. Okay, so we do actually have some people in Twitch chat already explaining why the Aquasonic is underperforming. That makes sense to me. We've got Lopeska. This is kind of like in the horror movies, you know, when you've got the chase scene and like we got the person running from the killer. This is basically Kondrakov in the RC Bandit. But you see Lopeska is the killer, so he gets to be faster. And he's just going to hunt him down, and he's literally going to murder him. He said, all right, I'll play into that hunk. I'll go full murder mode. And he actually did commit a serious premeditated murder, which he will possibly be going to jail for, depending on how the Italian law is written on such things. So we've got Lopeska in first, Kippy in second, Kondrakov in third. Big fight for third. Kondrakov has fell back 2 positions by now. Fell back behind Kippy in the Candy Pebbles. We've also got Tova, who had that early wreck. He's been putting in a lot of recoup work. And but Jeromu actually making this Vulcan Turbo look pretty competitive. Jeromu has been going for those off-meta picks all day today. The ANW, the Fast Slug, the Panga, and Vulcan Turbo, no different. Tova filling that jump out of nowhere. Kondrakov going to slide by for now. And I know Kondrakov's got to be super happy, especially if he can nail that jump, which he does. And yeah, the RC Bandit out in third. He's feeling good about that. Yeah, that was a serious Dead by Daylight. We need to institute Bertha Ballistics as the next Dead by Daylight copywritten killer. I'm sure they'd get right into talks with the claim over that one. But we do have a similar situation as we did a few laps ago. Tova in the Bertha with that speed advantage, trying to chase down Kondrakov, but he doesn't have the control advantage. That RC Bandit just stuck to the ground no matter what. Ice, whatever, the RC Bandit is feeling fine, and look at that control. He goes for the jump as well, which is pretty risky, and especially on a slow car. And I did get a little bit of a curse there. Had to get at least one curse in for the day. Kotick, in the meantime, doing quite well for himself as well in the RC Bandit. Even passes up Kondrakov. Kondrakov with a string of mistakes here on the next to final lap. Lopeska a good ways out ahead of the Candy Pebbles. It'll do, it'll do. Oh, I like that idea, Matty. And on the final lap, we've got our RC Bandits duking it out. They're both 100 meters out of Jeromu, who is also racing on a rookie. Kondrakov nailing that shortcut this time around. And let's see how our front three are doing. Right after this quick turn, we're going to have a quick pause in the action. We can check. Same situation. Lopeska, Kippy, Tova, Jeromu, and Inigo fighting it out for... 5th place in the meantime. Sorry, 6th place in the meantime. But all eyes locked on Kotick versus Kondrakov. Kippy finishes out in 2nd. Now, will Kotick have a mistake? Kondrakov not going to go through the horse's legs. It could have been enough. It could have been a meter, Kondrakov. You got to go through the horse's legs, my man. Inigo versus Jeromu. Inigo colliding with a pole out of nowhere. What the hell are you doing, Inigo? Jeromu knows what to do. He drives straight through those horses' legs. Gets the extra meter, because why not? And he finishes up the race. Berdang. Whoa, whoa, what happened to Inigo? Oh, Inigo with the... Oh, no, Inigo did finish. Okay, I thought you might have had DC there. Berdang. Struggling. And Seber as well on those Aquasonics. Oh, my. You mean watching a stream? Yeah, yeah. I mean, they don't have to be in the stream for me to curse them. It works on like a psychic level. It's like a global, it's like global range psychic debuff kind of deal. It's not like you have to be on the stream for me to do it. Seber asking why always bump on me. It's a good question. And let's see, next track is looking like, I'll go ahead and just tell you all the rest of the tracks for today. We've got Casino RV up next, followed by Helios, Home 2, Subway 2, Radioactive Garden, Toy World 3. A bit of an oddball to finish us out. And also not sure how many people are going to be familiar with Subway 2. So those tracks will definitely be ones to watch out for. In the meantime, I can get you all updated on the scores as well as the current picked cars list. Okay, let's give it a go. Oh, I didn't update. Hold on. Okay. So, ooh, by less than a second. Kippy leading over Lopeska as we head into the second half of our tracks. Those rookie slots getting filled up pretty quick. Jeromu has finished with the rookies. Advance being the least touched out of all of them. Kippy finishing both of his semi-pros. If we're looking at people in specific, we see Lopeska has chosen one from every class except semi-pro. Kippy has chosen only amateur, advanced to semi-pro. So he has an extra pro over Lopeska, but he also has an extra rookie over Lopeska. And we are headed in. We've got Adion, Evil Weasel, Vulcan Turbo, Adion, Mouse, Candy Pebbles, Aquasonic, Humma, Candy Pebbles, Kippy going with his first pro of the race. Lopeska opting for semi-pro, which will leave him at one car left in each class. Indeed. Hoping for no crossroad incidents, but they're so ubiquitous here in Revolt. Now, something that I want to talk about is this shortcut coming up ahead. Not really a shortcut, it's just the ideal route. It's a big boost. Lopeska on the Addion, he's going to be feeling pretty comfortable about taking it. And Addion is a pretty good car for it. But we saw Kippy in the Humma opting to not go for it. And it can be quite tricky for a car like Humma. Chat can call me out if I'm wrong on that, but I feel like having that more finicky handling is going to be a little bit more difficult to set yourself up in a successful way for that boost. But he does find the speed advantage in the rest of the track over the Addion, and he's going to be trying to drive that home. We'll see if he goes for the booster or not. We've got Tova meanwhile, and Tova is actually in the Addion as well. Okay, my bad there. And Kotick is in something weird. I think the Aquasonic. Kippy went for it, and he blocked off Tova as well. So Lopeska has really managed to break away here on lap number 2. But he fails to jump, and that is, I'm not sure if you can really call it failing. Now, Kippy, on the other hand, did fail the entryway into that sequence, and so he does take it right back, but he obviously would have preferred to have not had that incident there. And we'll keep in mind we've got 4 tries left to see on that booster shot, and it's one of the biggest parts of the track, if not the most influential part of the track. So we'll definitely be locked and loaded on that. Thank you for that follow. Kippy avoiding it after what happened last lap. Tova choosing to avoid it despite being in the Addion. Now, Kotick, this is a Aquasonic, right? Let's check. Yeah, that is Aquasonic. Burdang with Candy Pebbles versus Kondrakov also in Candy Pebbles. Let's see how they go on the booster. Burdang colliding with the wall, but Kondrakov gets a nice lineup, sets himself right up for it. We got the Mouse being driven by Jeromu, and he's going to be avoiding that boost at all costs. Inigo avoiding the boost as well. Despite being in the Vulcan Turbo, I would think that he would choose... Actually, I think I might choose a rookie car here on this track just to make that boost go super smoothly for me, because it's such an important part of the track. We see Kippy colliding. Watch, he's not even going to go for the boost. He does go for the boost this time, and oh my, it does not work out well for him at all. Lopeska and Tova both hitting it from the looks of things. Lopeska has not managed to break away from Tova, the double Addions. Okay. The roulette jump is loyal to its name, indeed. That jump will just catch people, and I don't think there's anything to do with execution as far as that goes. I am just kind of flipping through, but no real reason to do so. The real meat and potatoes of this race here on RV Casino is Tova versus Lopeska, with Kippy in the mix as well. Kippy on the faster car, but he's not taking the shortcut that the other two are. Tova somewhat able to get it through, dodging those poker chips just barely. Lopeska gets the straight shot though, and Kippy going to be angling for that roulette jump. Indeed, does nail it with ease. And this front 3 race is everything from the looks of it. He does fail that turn once again. Maybe a little bit too excited as we head into the final lap. In that upper class, Tova and Lopeska both on semi-pro, Kippy on pro. Exactly, G-Force. That is a trick that I found. It's as long as you just don't press the steering wheel at all once you hit the boost. If you can do a wall bang or whatever you gotta do to line yourself up for it, if you don't press the steer button at all, you'll be good. But once you start trying to steer, you'll go crazy. Lopeska looking to finish it up. Kippy in second, despite not going for that boost. He did bring home second over Tova. Keep in mind, though, this is a race by total race time. The Kippy versus Tova, whoever finished first, it's irrelevant. But it is important to note that those Addions kept it very close to that Humma. Kotick finishing up in the Aquasonic over both of our Candy Pebbles. Kondrakov is one of the Candy Pebbles drivers. Berdang is the other. Berdang not finding success here on RV Casino, much to the chagrin of some of our viewers. Berdangaranga, the Latino American champion. Of course, we've got Inigo as well. I do believe Inigo playing from Spain, though, so definitely still Spanish-speaking fan of the people. But Berdang has the distinct pleasure of fighting for Latino America in the RVA community here in Division 3. And so that concludes that track. I'll go ahead and get started early on updating all this for y'all so we can go ahead and have more time to look at it, and can give y'all some time to look at the cars for the next track as well. So the next track is... I actually don't know the next track right now. I'll get that to y'all in just a moment. Okay, let's take a look at them. The moment has come. Ooh, okay, Lopesca. So it is Lopesca leading by 1 second, 694 milliseconds. Tova out in third. I'm sorry, that was Kippy who was trailing out in second. Tova in third. Kotick in fourth. Kundrakov in fifth. Okay, Lopesca is saying the moment has come. We got to get our eyes on what exactly is coming here. Lopesca on the Cougar here in Helios. He's gonna do his damnedest to make it happen. This is not a tribute. This is the real thing. We got the rotor being driven by Jeromo, the rolling rotor. A couple Sprinter XLs. We got an Aquasonic, a Toyota. Okay. Heading back to the scores since we have a second. Now, Lopesca leading overall. What was Kippy driving? Another Panga jump scare coming in quick. Kippy on the Toyota. Okay, Toyota versus Cougar. Only about a second and a half separating the two of them. Lopesca saying, I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. Interesting. That is, I see, Pokers. Yeah, Sever is just going up the line, going from rookie to amateur to advanced to semi-pro to pro, I'm assuming. But a lot of the other drivers having a bit more calculation here in their choices. So Kippy still yet to do a rookie in this entire race, and Lopesca has ran one rookie. So it's safe to say he does have the advantage here. Berdang has not driven any pros. Okay, let's head over, because it is time for our next track, Helios. Oh, Sever has switched to Toyota. Okay, so swapping things up a little bit as we go. I was going to give a shout out, but I knew I couldn't talk during that section. It was actually a lot cleaner than I expected. That diagonal door jump can be such a hell. And we see the different routes on that drop down section. You can either go on the ramp or you can go down the stairs. Sever opting to cut them off by taking the stair route, which is more risky. Big jump here as well. And one more tricky section, not here, right up here. We've got, it can be either tricky or not. Berdang driving ahead of Inigo and blocking him off because he knows Inigo wants to go for the wall ride there. And that is a triple wall ride section to finish us off. And we start lap number 2. Now that diagonal doorway again, we'll see how they handle it. Doing pretty well. Now, quick shout out to the chatters today. Y'all have been popping off. Gifting subs, going crazy. So please give yourself some moment for making competitive Revolt what it is, for tuning in, for chatting, having a good time. In the meantime, Inigo and Tova not having the best of times. And let's flip over to the main action. How has it heated up? Lopesca versus Kippy. Kippy in the Toyota, Lopezka in the Cougar, and he's a little bit shaky on that wall bump. So Kippy 50 meters out in the lead. Oh my. Seber. Is Seber emerging into second place? Could Seber be our dark horse of the session? Interesting. Interesting. In the meantime, Berdang, Tova, Inigo, battling for 4th, 5th, 6th. Kondrakov in the Sprinter XL, not able to put in too much work. Kotick neither. Jeromu in last on that rotor. Kippy 100 meters ahead of Seber. I am flipping through quite a lot here. Let's see if Lopezka is able to find Seber through the wall rides. One more big U-turn. He's making it look good. He does go on the inside there. He takes the stairwell as well. He's making it look pretty smooth. Drop down through the gates. He's definitely gaining. Big part of the track. Top speed, top speed. Okay, going for some big wide turns. Okay. They're going to be started on lap 5 of 6. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the field here. Berdang in that R6 being accosted by Tova in the Aquasonic. Tova definitely at a disadvantage here. He's making it look pretty evenly matched though. Okay. Headed back a little bit. We've got Inigo. And we see Tova is 120 meters ahead of Inigo, who is driving on that R6. So really well done by Tova. Kondrakov is trying to catch with the Sprinter XL, a rookie class car. So Kondrakov also putting in some serious work here. Now he does have a bit shaky of a turn, but he's going to get pushed forward by Kippy. Okay. And, oh, it actually looked like Kippy wrecked, but I don't think he did. Let's go ahead and check in on how they're doing. Kippy is breaking away 170 meters. I can't help but feel that Seber may be keeping Lopezka trapped back here. But either way, it is Lopezka going to be losing a whole lot of time here in Helios. On that Cougar pick, not able to make it work, and watch as that time ticks up and up. Seber trying to find the overtake again, just like Keela said. Time is what matters. It's not what position that matters. But Seber really fighting for it. He really wanted that second place. Berdang out in 4th with the R6. He's going to be a ways behind. Well, that was stupid. Tova in 5th. Big gap on Inigo. He's got to be feeling pretty good about that. Couldn't catch Berdang, but kept it close. Inigo in 6th. Kondrakov 7th. And again, props to Kondrakov. Lopezka. Good shit, Lopezka. And Jeromu not finding much success on the rolling rotor. Could not roll his way into a pass on one of those rookie cars. Kondrakov and Kotick getting those Sprinter XLs out of the way. And Rod already hit me up with the info list. Shout out to Rod. Rod has been hosting, and he's also been making sure that nobody does duplicate cars at the same time. So huge shout out to Rod. Now let's go ahead and is that a call out? Was that a call out on Lopezka? Inigo said nice, Seber, and Seber said it could have been better. Was that a Lopezka call out right there? Or was that some self-frustration coming out? Anyways, we're headed to the scores. And Lopesca has fallen back. He lost about 12 seconds there from Helios alone, and they were both on the same class of cars. Yes, the French cheers coming out. And Sepper did lock down second place there. Now, as we can see, he's been struggling in the overall times, but he did find that second place. Wait, did I save the wrong one? Oh, my bad, guys. Hold on. I updated the wrong one. There we go. Okay, I'm trusting the Master Bland. The Spinala. So, it looks like we've got a whole lot of advanced cars left to go through. It's looking like it's mostly R6 and Bertha as far as that goes. But Evil Weasel is a much beloved car. I would have expected to see more R6 or Evil Weasel. And in fact, we might. Evil Weasel very understeery. So you got to know what you're doing headed into it already. But those pros are being knocked out already. And with the exception of Kippy, Lopesca, and Tova, all the rookies are done. And it just so happens that Kippy, Lopesca, and Tova are our front three leaders. And they're the three people who haven't finished rookies yet. So we could still see a big switch up. Kondrakov could go for a pass here, etc. And I'm even going to get y'all the next updated list here. If y'all were wondering what the other cars that were picked for this upcoming track were, I've got those listed as well. Tova, Panga TC, Seber and Inigo on the zipper. Didn't quite have time to do all that. Not Rod's fault, but we are here on home 2. I'll go ahead and flip over for y'all. A little bit hectic. So we do have Burdang on the Toyota. Tova on that Panga TC. 2 zippers, Seber and Inigo. Panga TC for Lopesca as well. Polpaz for Jeromu. And a Toyeka, another Panga TC, and a Bertha Ballin for Kippy. So the Panga TCs coming out here on home. They're trying to, and honestly, Panga TC is one of my favorite design cars. So I'm definitely happy to see the Panga TCs coming out. Tova with the best skin, in my opinion, out of those Panga TC skins. Oh no, Bertha Ballin Kippy. The Bertha Baldapon is what it should be renamed to, because Kippy just lost out big on that turn. We got Inigo leading in the zipper, Burdang chasing in that Toyeka, and oh yeah, he's definitely got the speed advantage there. Lopesca and Tova keeping it close in the Panga TCs. Kotick in that Panga TC as well. Kondrakov adding one more to the list. Oh, nice pass by Kondrakov. Kotick going for some speed control. Kondrakov just going for the full inside pass. He does take it. Pulling up behind Tova. Oh, gonna get pushed into the books. Like a true bully would. Pushed into a bookcase. Come on. Kippy in last with the Bertha Ballistics. Should I have trusted in the Master Bland? Ah, okay. Burdang out in first with the Toyeka. Inigo, decent. He has fallen back about 60 meters, but he is a car class lower. And here is the pièce de résistance of home 2, the Panga TCs. And Tova getting turned around 180 style. Lopesca leading the TCs. His plan, be last. Okay, third place being occupied by Ponga TC. And in fact, we'll see how that Zipper is doing, because it's possible that that Zipper could be getting challenged. Inigo, 50, 60 meters out ahead of Lopesca. They've got a number of laps left to go, though. Although it does look like Kondrakov may be racing pretty aggressively around Lopesca. Sorry about that. So we do have Lopesca, Kondrakov, Kotick, Tova. Tova falling a bit of a ways back. Oh, Lopesca on the exit of the vent, and that's going to be enough to lose a position. Kondrakov, and I told y'all, I said, now it looks like Lopesca, Kippy, and Tova are shoo-ins for the top three. But it's very important to note that Kondrakov has got his... He may be in fourth, but he's got his rookies out of the way. He's looking super strong in this Ponga TC duel with Lopesca. It's very possible that Kondrakov could be looking for a come-behind victory, or at least a come-behind podium. Now, he does have veer off there momentarily. Ponga TC, not the easiest car to control. Kotick putting that on full display. Lopesca straight back into this duel with one misstep by Kondrakov. Lopesca on the inside, and he takes third. Inigo caught up in a pair of sneakers. I find something ironic about the person driving the Zipper getting caught up in a pair of sneakers. There's something about the clothing item vibe there, but regardless, Lopesca and Kondrakov are going to be very close behind that Zipper, and this is a total XYZ moment for Inigo, if you know what I mean. Time to examine your Zipper, Inigo, because I think you got some problems right behind you. On the outside, Inigo. Lopesca is seizing the moment here. Inigo. Final lap here. The stress. He's been taking it safe. Lopesca's been risking. Bourdais finishes out in first by a large margin. Never count out Bourdais-Garanga. Last few turns here, Lopesca's, you're going to, again, total race time is what's important, but it would be sick if Lopesca found the pass here in the final turn. It's not going to happen, but keeping it so close. Kondrakov did end up keeping it relatively close, but he does notably lose that duel with Lopesca. Tova was somewhat being considered for that, but he had fallen out of that duel pretty much, and he does finish up. It's a bit of a ways back. He was... He ended up only being 4 seconds behind Tova, so not bad for sure. Seber and Kippy in last place with the Bertha Ballin, and that is just. Keep in mind, all of the cars we've basically gotten out of the woods, right? As far as the low class cars go. So Bertha Laston, please, G-Force, my man, that's. Oh my god, dude. Bertha Laston. Bertha not balling. Y'all are too much, I swear. That's crazy. Subway 2 up next. Now we should be on pretty much the same list that I showed y'all earlier. We are here on Subway 2. Oh no, what happened? No, don't do this to me now. I didn't do anything to deserve this. I didn't do anything to deserve this. You can't do this to me now. You can't do this to me right now. I did leave the lobby. I rejoined the lobby. Where times? So I'm asking the same damn question. What? Okay, I'll try leaving again. Wait, is this right? Where did I'm asking the same motherfucking question? Well, it only takes my latest log. What do you mean? What did I didn't even do anything. I'm still using the same log. I didn't leave the. No, I didn't leave the lobby. I never left the lobby. I literally do this every single time to update the scores. I do this every single time. I've done this every single time that I've updated the scores. Y'all watched me do it every single time. I literally go back to lobby every single time. Well, RIP scores. It was Kippy. Ooh, Kippy. Alright, we'll have to get a full run back on that then. I'll be watching the VOD, and all the people who said that I pressed exit, you're gonna be eating your words. You're gonna be eating your words, because I didn't do that. Of course, I'm being dramatic here, but it does suck that we lose the scores headed into the final couple of races, where it really starts to heat up. It is what it is. We'll have to continue on. Start the races! I don't have time for y'all's bullshit. We got the double cougar coming out. Yeah, maybe Rod could recover them for the next track. If there's somewhere I could put them in my folder and check it that way or something. I'm actually not familiar with this track reversed like this. And I wonder how many people are. We got Kotick nailing it on the Toyota so far. Lopesca in the Zipper. Kippy on the Aquasonic. Now, there is a shortcut here, right? You can actually just drive on the subway, right? I don't know how much track knowledge these people have. I don't know if you can still do that, even. Or if you could even do it in the first place. Ooh, Inigo. Almost hitting the table. I was wondering why they were just slamming directly into this shit. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why I have a copy of Subway 2 in my local folder, but I guess I do. And that basically takes precedence over whatever is automatically updated. So that explains that. And that's why it looks like they're running through imaginary boxes through the subway. And I actually thought the path on the side was faster. We see Kondrakov taking it. He's getting very close to passing Lopesca here in the Cougar. Did Lopesca bring out the Cougar too soon? Oh, and Lopesca colliding with the turnstile and the Zipper. All right, enough comments from the peanut gallery before you're all getting banned. Not only am I a commentator, but I'm also the main mod on the Revolt United team, so I don't want to permanently ban each and every one of you in this chat, but I will if I have to. We are headed to the final lap. Yeah, every single one of you today. If you said anything over the past hour, you're getting a perm ban by the time this race is over with. Get your comments out now. Okay, we are starting the last lap for real, though. It's been a pretty chill race so far, mostly because we don't know what the standings are. But we got Kotick making it look very easy in that Toyota. We've got Kundrakov in the Cougar, Lopeska in the Zipper, making up our top three. Inigo is driving in the Cougar as well. He has not found a ton of success on it. Fourth place, not bad. Ignore the boxes, okay? Just ignore the boxes. All right. Lopeska is still trying to catch Kundrakov in the Zipper. And it's pretty good for Lopeska. All right, y'all are lucky. It's been a long track. I've kind of cooled down since the things I previously said regarding certain chatters. So we're just gonna move on. Pick up the pieces, the shattered ruins. We will rebuild. Tova, the Dr. Grudge. Okay, so I kind of need to figure out what I'm going to do here. Oh, you got a spreadsheet. Well, that's lovely. We're good. We're good to go. Okay, we're good. We're totally good. Rod's saving the day. He has a spreadsheet ready. I almost want to just not post it. It would just be me and Rod's little secret. And all you chatters who had something to say about me will just be left in the dust. It'll just be me and Rod. We'll be the only ones who know anything about it. Okay, let's try this scene. Okay, here we go. Here is the updated standings. Y'all know I am, of course, joking. I'm very sorry about all the bullshit that just happened, but we made our way through it. So we see Lopeska is in the lead by a decent margin. We've got 2 tracks left. I believe that's Botanical Gardens followed by Toy World 3. Kotick is about a minute behind Kippy. Kotick Tova has officially been dethroned from his podium spot. Just wanted to let y'all know, when I said I was gonna ban all of y'all, I was actually just joking about that. Okay, so we gotta finish these last tracks out with a serious demeanor, guys. Enough joking around. This isn't just a big joke. This is Revolt, okay? So let's focus in. We've got 2 more tracks left to go. We are gonna look at what cars are remaining. This is now the cars sheet. This is where we go to look at the cars that are remaining. We've got 2 semi-pros for Kundrakov left to go. We've got 1 rookie and 1 pro for Tova, 1 rookie, 1 amateur for Lopesca, 2 rookies left for Kippy. We've got 1 amateur, 1 semi-pro left for Kotick, 1 advanced, 1 pro for Berdang, 2 advanced left for Jeromu. Okay, Maddie, I like that. I like that idea, Maddie. 100%, but if I get zapped at any point, I have to restart the entire challenge. I actually would be down to do. I would be super down to do that. That sounds really fun. Okay, we'll try to do that. But also showing y'all the standings once again while we have a second. Now keep in mind, Kippy is going to be racing on 2 rookies for our last 2 races here. So that'll definitely be something to be paying attention to. Oh wait, this is Radioactive Garden, not Botanical Garden. My bad there. Hard to say which one is cooler. We do have Sepper going for the Cougar, which is definitely going to be an interesting pick here on Radioactive Garden. The urns are coming up. Okay, he does manage to spell. Oh, Kippy. Oh my. Lopesca in the... Oh my goodness. Lopesca in the Candy Pebbles. Kippy in the Sprinter XL. Rookie versus amateur. Yeah, rookie versus amateur here. Kippy getting turned around. Losing 3 positions in the blink of an eye here. Big group of cars. Jeromu going with the NY54. Personal shout out. Love that car. Although I hate that you have to drive that car, Jeromu. We've got the Bertha Ballins as well. Not doing super hot. Inigo fighting with Tova for last in the Bertha Ballin. Berdang in 7th with his Bertha Ballin. Kondrakov out in 1st with about 40 meters on the Adion. Lap 3 of 10. Whole lot of track left to go. Yeah, Ertsu, go figure. I don't know. Yeah, all those people who were saying Bertha Ballin in the IO chat, I feel like they'd be eating their words right now. Bertha Ballin, more like Bertha Lawlin. Like I see Bertha and I'm laughing out loud. Like, oh, you're gonna race that? Lopesca holding strong to 3rd place. Of course, Seber does pass up. Oh, well, he does lose it back. Lopesca's got to be feeling super hot fire here on the Candy Pebbles. Only 60 meters behind Kondrakov, who is one of his main opponents, but Kondrakov's in that Adion. Kotick 4th. Jeromu 5th. Kippy. You know a car is really good when it's struggling to stay competitive with the Sprinter XL and it's like multiple classes ahead. Yeah, there's someone that decided to mow the lawn. Which is like not the best time for it, but I mean we'll do what we gotta do, I guess. I mean, once Revolt gets our own legal team, then I'll be trying to take more aggressive action when something like this happens. Seber in the urns, and he's throwing off Kotick as well, just trying to get through. And that Candy Pebbles. I'm in Eastern. It's currently 3 p.m. We have 4. Might as well have 7 though. Okay, and look at Lopesca still holding steady. I will say he's lost some ground, I think, to Kotick. Because Kotick is also in this Candy Pebbles. He's making it look good. Kippy in that Sprinter XL. keeping it surprisingly competitive. And Tova, what's Tova driving? Also the Sprinter. Yeah, I heard it start and I was like, oh god. Oh, there it is! I was saying this. I was like, Kotick, keeping Lopezka honest, and indeed he is. Kotick in the bad boy version of the Candy Pebbles. And he does find the pass. Oh, maybe bad boy in skin alone, though, because Lopezka takes it right back with some aggressive driving lines. Sends him swimming, mentally and physically. And Kippy finds the pass on him as well. A duel on the final lap. I don't know why that specifically had me cracking up that hard, but just the way I laid it out and then he just veers off into the water just had me cracking up. And the duel is done! The duel between Kippy and Kotick has reached a conclusion. It was Kippy who didn't take a nosedive into the pool, who is going to be winning that duel. Jeromu edging out over Tova for 6th place. And our Bertha Lawlins are just... Oh my! The Bertha Lawlins. Yikes. My lord. Not able to make much happen. Bertha bald. Bertha fallen. Bertha fell often. Okay, so we got one more standings. Again, this is provided to you by Rod. It really can't be understated how much work Rod has put in. He's done he's got this, he's made this graphic, and he's also been filling in by hand, by the way, the timesheet. So, and he's also hosting the lobbies. So if you want to give a shout out to Rod, make sure to do so. I don't know if he's in the chat or not. At Hansy Rod, if he is. But here is our final standings as we head into Toy World 3. Lopezka leading by a pretty good margin over Kippy, who's going to have to use a rookie here on Toy World 3. Kotick, 47.09, about a minute behind Kippy. And Kondrakov actually quite close behind Kotick. So Kotick and Kondrakov definitely going to be a race to look out for. Tova is near them as well, so depending on the car class that Tova's in, it could be pretty competitive there. And then we got Inigo, Berdang, Jeromu, and Seber to finish us off. As we look at our car list once again, I'm going to be updating this for y'all. And no worries, Rod. Okay, so that updates the... thank you for those clips, G. And here is the final. So we got Kondrakov on a semi, Tova on a pro, Lopezka and Kippy both on rookies. Oh my, Lopezka and Kippy both on rookies. Okay, as we head into Toy World 3, this is a pretty tricky track. So I think that leaving the rookies for it, not a horrible decision. We see Jeromu in that evil weasel. We got Tova in the MEV. Now, I will admit, this track is not the one that I thought it was. I was thinking of a different track. I was thinking of Toy World Winter, which y'all may or may not remember that track. But that track is an absolute doozy and is also very much not in the IO main pack, so I have no idea why I thought that. But we are here on Toy World 3 with some very much more realistic driving action here with Kondrakov trying to make some moves. Keep in mind, Kondrakov and Kotick are locked in. They're about 10 seconds apart from each other. So Kondrakov out in second. Kotick with a very fast car driving the Zipper. He is moving up in the world. Waiting for train moments. Indeed. Can't forget about the train. We got Tova on the AMW trying to make it work. Now keep in mind, our two front runners are both on rookies. Kippy and Lopeska both driving rookie cars. So Kotick is closest to them. He's about a minute behind, or a minute 30 behind Lopeska. So if we look at where Kotick is, which is right here in fourth, we see Lopeska and the RC Bandit right there in fifth. He's looking to lock down a first place overall. Kippy and the Colonel Moss, he's close by in seventh, eighth. So this is not going to be a pass by Kotick as far as the current standings are. Although he could pass up Kondrakov if he plays his cards right. He's going to have to do it by a pretty large margin. Kondrakov is currently the race leader. We've got Berdang and the Humma out in second. So it's going to be very tough for Kotick to find fourth. Actually, Kotick is currently in fourth. My bad. So it's Kondrakov who is actually 8 seconds behind Kotick. So he needs to beat... Kondrakov needs to beat Kotick by 8 seconds here, and it's looking like he can likely do it. Kotick is a ways back in fifth, much more than 8 seconds right now. We've got Lopeska making his way through in the RC Bandit. Some cheers for Tova, and Tova does emerge into the podium for this race as those cheers are thrown out. Now Tova is currently sitting in fifth. He is trying to chase down Kondrakov and Kotick. He's currently behind Kondrakov in this race, but he's ahead of Kotick. So he could possibly be finding a pass on Kotick here on the final track. In the meantime, Berdang versus Kondrakov, they're on lap 4 of 6, so it's not over yet, but Kondrakov has been driving with a fierceness here. Berdang is gaming it up on that Humma. It may be enough to pass Kondrakov. And in fact, if we look at the scores, Berdang is about a minute 15 seconds behind Inigo. So if he wants to find a position, he's going to have to work for it. But he will be beating Jeromu at this pace. They are on lap 5 of 6. Tova out in third. Kotick. Kotick putting in some recovery work for real. Oh no, he doesn't seem to know the track very well though. Has had some consistent errors through sections like that. Some shakiness that Kondrakov has not shown any sign of. Meanwhile, where are our rookie racers? We've got Lopeska sitting in fifth, doing decently well. Kippy in seventh still. So Kotick and Kondrakov. Kondrakov is a minute behind Kippy. So if Kondrakov could possibly pass up Kippy here. It's definitely possible, is it not? He has been passed up by Berdang. They are on the final lap here. Kondrakov, oh no. Starting to melt down here on the last turns. He's driven a pretty much perfect race up until this point. But maybe that one wreck might be exactly what Kippy needed to lock down, I think, podium at least. Berdang does finish up. That was a commentator curse. Indeed. Kondrakov in second. Tova is looking to lock down third. And then the main question will be, will Kondrakov be a full minute ahead of Kippy? It's going to be tough. Lopeska is finishing up his race. He's looking like he's locked down a first place for himself. Congratulations to Lopeska. He does beat out Kippy. So he does lock down first, I do believe. Kippy. We had Kondrakov finishing at 4:41. Kippy is looking to finish at about 5:11. So Kippy should still have this lockdown 5:15. Everyone giving some congratulations to the track, as they should. A great track indeed. I'm glad that you all agree. And Kilobaris, I do apologize, but the lightning bolt does look really good next to your name. I will say it's good to see you as a sub. So that's it for everybody. We're gonna have the upgrades, or not the upgrades, but the updates on the table. I think those might be going out right now. Indeed, they are. They just got finished. So let me go ahead and flip over and show to y'all the final standings here of our. Oh, I don't know. That came out of nowhere. Okay, that's very Stream Elements just coming out of literally nowhere because someone said donate. I have not used that message in at least over a year. Okay, so moving on. Good to know Stream Elements is still keeping track of everything. But we got Lopesca winning the session. Kippy is about 45 seconds behind him there in second place. Kondrakov getting close to third, to second. Less than 30 seconds behind Kippy, and he did pass up Kotick by a mere 2 seconds. Kondrakov has passed up Kotick, and he's taken third, so congratulations to Kondrakov. Despite my commentator curse, it was not enough for Kotick to beat out over Kondrakov. Tova, finishing with a very respectable 5th place, was not able to get the ball rolling there in the second half of races. Ended up 23 seconds behind Kotick. And then we had Inigo about a minute and a half behind that in 6th. Berdang about 45 seconds behind that in 7th. And then Jeromu and Seber finishing us off. So, cheers to everybody once again. This was kind of the first view at the strategy session, so it will be cleaner going on in the future. We won't be having any issues. And now I'm going to be going offline and going through the VOD, and I'm going to be clipping the part where I did not quit out of the game. I'm going to be posting that all over the internet. So GG's to all. It was very fun. Totally joking, of course, but hey, glad y'all enjoyed. I'm so happy to see y'all showing up for all of these races. Totally joking, pokers. Totally joking. I'm sure I just absent-mindedly press exit instead of back to lobby. But neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. I am totally not vindictive. Okay, maybe a little bit. But again, thank you all so much for showing up to like all of these sessions. Y'all are so active in the Revolt competitive community. It's so great to see y'all showing up for Division 3 and 2. And we've also got Division 1 and the RVEC as well, the Revolt Endurance Championship. So tomorrow we will have a break. Thursday, no races. Friday, 19 UTC, Division 2. Saturday, 19 UTC Division 1, and then the Revolt Endurance Championship. If you're an endurance head, if you love endurance, you love racing the same track for an hour and hoping that you don't mess up one time, and I'm not saying that ironically, there are fans of it. I'm one of them, and there's a whole lot of other ones, and guess what? There's been a whole lot of crazy action in the RVEC the past 2 weeks after a number of seasons where only Frostbitten and Famous won the sessions. We had a win from Sting, and we also had another win. I think it was almost Kiki, but I think it ended up being Sting again last week on Urban Sprint 1, so definitely some action to cover if you're interested in endurance sessions. Otherwise, for a more varied competitive experience, we got the RVRL every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And that's going to be going on for about 4 more weeks. Starting to wrap up. It always goes by so fast. So glad to have y'all here. And more Revolt action coming at your face ASAP.